to It's All Black and White TV, and this is your daily podcast of NUFC latest news. If you do like what you see, please do smash that like. It does help the channel stay towards the top of the search. It means people can find it more easily. Also, if you're brand new at the channel, come in, hit the subscribe and join this great community we have here, and the bell notification tells you when I'm live, have a pre-record or any upcoming shows. So I'm currently 63 subscribers away now from 1,000, so thank you very much indeed. If you want to become a member, it is 99p a month. Just click the join button to do that. And if you want to make a donation, you can do that via the $sign in the chat. Right, so last night, early hours, we played Aston Villa at the Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia in the Premier League Summer Series. And what a game it was. Villa, we had a chance before they scored, and then they scored through Ollie Watkins after 7 minutes, and you think, okay, not great, this is it, 4 minutes later, Buendia scores from the near post. No keeper shouldn't probably be beaten the other on the near post, but it was one heck of a shot from Buendia. They went 2-0 up, and you sort of had the worst end because they were really going at us. I mean, they were all over us. Aston Villa were. It took us a while to get in the game, but when we did get in the game, we started just growing into it. I mean, Villa were playing with a high line, so there was offsides and things like that. But great to see, because on 28 minutes, there was a ball over from Murphy, which landed at, which went to Anderson. Anderson turned Konsa, left him sliding all over the place, and put a shot in the bottom corner past Martinez. Terrific goal from Anderson, and pulled one back and made it 2-1. We then we were then into the game. We started having a go. They were having a go, and once it got close to half time and injury time, again, there was a shot from Anderson, which was saved by Martinez. Went out to, fell right near the feet of Isak, who stroked it home into the back of the net. 2-2, half time. Great, that's all right. We're back on level terms. Second half starts. We made a couple of changes at the start of the second half. Then we made a host of changes. 48 minutes. Buendia again gets a goal. Martin Dubravka pulls off a great save, by the way. Let's be honest, it was a good save. Unlucky, it came back off the post and landed right in the feet of Buendia, who just stroked it into the net. So they were then 3-2 up. And then it wasn't long after that before we got back in the game. Anthony Gordon's shot was saved, and it fell at the feet of Wilson, who put it in the back of the net and made it 3-3. Wilson was fouled in the box. Should have been a penalty. Can't understand why it was never a penalty. Then Anthony Gordon was fouled in the box. Again, no penalty given. I thought the officiating was absolutely diabolical. It was rubbish. They weren't that great. The referee was terrible. Lucas Sabala. I mean, look, he weren't the greatest referee, in all honesty. Let's be honest, the MLS isn't a great league either, is it? So no wonder they haven't got great refs. Obviously, the refereeing's gone downhill since Howard Webb left there, but I didn't think he was a great referee. We had other chances. They had chances in the second half, but it ended up 3-3. Looking at the positives out of that game, though, I mean, look, I thought Anthony Gordon had a cracking game. He looked really good when he came on. You can see, because he's had game time at the Euros, where he started most of the games. Well, started 5 of them, didn't he, out of the 6? So I thought he really looked good from the Euros. You could see how much he's improving, Gordon. He could be a big player for us next season. Harvey Barnes came on, showed us glimpses of what he can do. So again, he's going to be, once he gets up to speed, it's going to be fantastic. He had a shot which was saved by Olsen as well. Yeah, I mean, look, Manquillo did score the goal. Did score, but he was offside, didn't he? So, and he was offside by a few yards. But yeah, overall, I was quite happy with last night. the fact is we didn't lose, and that's the thing, we did not lose. Obviously, it wasn't our first choice back four that started the game, and we look at it. I mean, look, I like Matt Targett as a left back, but I didn't think he offered a lot going forward. And I think if you look at that, we do really desperately need a new left back, so I think a new left back is what's needed. And I'm sure Eddie Howe's looking into that as well. But I thought, you know what, just to come out with that with a draw, it was great. We'll take that point. We go on to play in Chelsea next, and then we got Brighton. Win both of those games, who knows? We could win this thing. So again, let's see. But let's get out there and just go and beat Chelsea, and let's go and beat Brighton, I mean, look, you could see the conditions were hot out there. You could see the way the sweat on the players' shirts was stuck to their chest, their bodies. Yeah, but as I say, overall, a draw I think was a fair result. But again, these aren't about the results; they're about the fitness and getting players fit for the season starting. So that's what these are mainly about, these games. So right, let's have a look at some latest news now. We've had a little bit of chat about the game. Livermore, we know Southampton now, according to media, are wanting £40 million for him. I wouldn't give £40 million for this guy. I don't think he's worth £40 million. If I was the club, I would walk away and say, right, okay, if that's what you want, bye-bye. You can keep it. So I would say he doesn't come, he stays, and we look elsewhere. As I mentioned yesterday, there's a guy at Spawn called Ignacio. If you could get him for about 40 million, he can do right back, left back, and centre back. So you've got a player that's versatile across the back. We know Fabrizio Romano put out a report about ESM that he's passed the first part of his medical, and they're just formalising documents as well for him to sign a contract, a 3-year deal until 2026. So it looks like ESM could be a player for Al Ali in the next couple of days. So again, we're just waiting here what happens on that one. Which is strange not to have him. We'll not have him at the club anymore. Talks of Garang Kowal going out on loan. He's not with the squad at the moment, but he is training and doing well. And the club are just looking to get him on loan somewhere for next season to get him developed, which I think is fair enough. I think the Championship is somewhere where he probably needs to go, in all honesty. So again, we just have to wait and see. We're still waiting to see what the future's holding for Carl Darlow. Whether Bournemouth just pull out of this deal altogether and open the door for Leeds United to sign him. Because the guy does need to go, in all honesty. Manquillo, I know there's talk about letting him go, but you know what? I'll keep him around the squad this season because I think he's not done too bad in the pre-season games. I'm not saying he's going to be first choice or anything, but, just as a backup option, just for like cup games and things like that, I think, I maybe would keep him around. But again, it depends on who the club bring. If we bring in another right back or whatever, who can play right and left back, then I think he will go. But, again, I didn't think he'd done too bad last night, in all honesty. But yeah, there's not a lot more I can tell you today because there's not a lot more in transfer news or any rumours at the moment. But at least the lads had a decent run out last night, and next game's in Atlanta, which is Miggy Almiron's old club and Darren Neal's own club as well, by the way. So yeah, it's going to be interesting, that one. But if you have liked what you see, then please do smash that like. It does help the channel up the search. Thank you very much. Also, if you are brand new at the channel, come and hit the subscribe and join this great community. And that bell notification tells you when I'm live, have a pre-record, or any upcoming shows. I'm not sure if I'm coming back with a short night or not. Depends how tired I am later on, so I will see. But yeah, until then, enjoy your day, whatever you're doing, and remember, the future's bright. The future's definitely black and white. And I'll see you all later. How are the lads?